This episode of Captured Pittsburgh's Darkroom has been made possible in part by contributions from Small Universe Media and Captured Identity. Today we're featuring the song Allegheny Lullaby by Paul Isert.
All right, so we're sure that little red light's flashing over there. All right, good deal.
No room for any more mistakes.
Right. Let's see. Ready to go? Okay, we're going to do the same deal.
Try to remember.
Yeah.
Don't mess anything up.
Right.
Full moon over the Allegheny, the river is a ribbon of light. Couple best friends in an old canoe on this peaceful Pennsylvania night. The cares of the day world drifted away.
Hi everybody, Adam here with Captured Pittsburgh, and thanks for joining us today on Darkroom. We're going to be talking with Carly Snow, a local Pittsburgh photographer who was recently featured in our open air gallery space in Shadyside. Carly, thanks for joining us today. Welcome.
Of course. Thank you so much.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Carly Snow?
I am a local photographer, as you said. I live in the South Hills with my husband and my baby and my dog and my cats. I'm a speech pathologist by trade, and photography has kind of become a second career for me.
Excellent. It
Yeah.
seems to be the way it goes. You kind of ease into it a little bit.
Absolutely.
Like that. What field of speech pathology are you involved in?
I work with babies, birth to 3, and I'm evaluating them, basically seeing if they need services.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So then they're better prepared when they enter, say, school years.
Absolutely.
They're a little bit further ahead of the curve then.
Yep, early intervention. It's a good thing.
Very, very cool. That's got to be an interesting challenge too, with the nonverbal stage like that.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and it's a very big contrast from photography.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what got you started with photography?
I have always loved photos, looking at photos, taking photos. I was the girl that even when cell phones came out with, camera capabilities, I refused and said, no, we can't use those. You have to have a real camera. So I always carried around my little digital camera. And even though social media wasn't really a thing back then, I at least had really nice pictures, good memories to share with my friends or whatever, and actual prints.
Right.
And then as I got older, I decided that I needed to have a way to take better photographs. And about 4 years ago, my husband bought me my first DSLR camera. And I was obsessed with it right away. And I also very frustrated because it's so much different than having a little point and shoot camera.
Right.
But I worked at it for months and months and months. I read that instruction manual cover to cover and figured it out. And so recently, about a year ago, we decided that I needed to expand my subject base because I have thousands of pictures of him staring at me like, did you figure out your lighting yet? So I now have my business, which is Snowscapes Photography. And I upgraded my camera, upgraded my equipment, and I've been a portrait photographer ever since.
Very cool. And I think that's important too, to spend time in sort of real world settings like that.
Yeah.
Where, there's only so far you can go reading or watching like a tutorial or, and not taking away from what we do at Capture Pittsburgh by any stretch. Most of we do host workshops that put you in that sort of real world setting. But there's only so far that instruction can take you. You have to do that sort of hands-on, and that discovery process, I think, has a lot to do with developing like an identifiable style, and it's a nice point to reach where they're not calling out of curiosity or because they're like a friend or a family member. It's, I saw your photo at such and such, or I saw what you did for this person, and I like your style, and I'd like to hire you for, this, that, and the other, and I don't think you can arrive at that just through that sort of instructive phase. You have to make the mistakes. You have to get out there and just kind of figure some of it out for yourself and develop that direction after a certain amount of instructions.
I agree, and I've definitely kind of created a style for myself. So.
Very cool. Very cool. What photo would you say, or it doesn't have to be a specific photo, it could be like a set or whatever, what would you say kind of told you that you had sort of, that you got it, that it all came together for you? that you knew, like, this is what I want to do?
Yeah, Adam, so you're really going to like this answer a whole lot. I actually attended last year a natural light photography workshop through Captured Pittsburgh at Highland Park. And it was looking at like golden hour photography and how to deal with all sorts of light situations. And the photographs that I took that day, I am so proud of. It was kind of the first time that I was able to look at my photographs and say, wow, this is exactly what I want them to look like. And so much time before that, I was busy lusting over everyone else's photographs saying, why don't my portraits look like that? What am I missing? What could I do differently to improve these? And that day I learned so much about how to work with really harsh lighting situations and how to make that work, and also, you know, how to utilize the ideal light that, utilize the ideal lighting to have a beautiful result. And everything about that day was just perfect. The models were beautiful. The flowers were blooming. I'm just really proud of those photos.
Excellent. I like hearing that. We always do here. You know, by the way, that was a workshop that was hosted by John Hall, one of our Captured Pittsburgh ambassadors, who's also a portrait photographer in the area, as well as an instructor with a couple of the different education programs around here on the subject. So, you know, it's definitely cool having him there. Is that basically then available light photography is kind of where you stay for your work then?
Yeah, I do some studio lighting too, but I much prefer the natural light. That's kind of my thing.
It's a nice challenge.
Yeah, it
is. I have friends in the business that's all they do. They won't take out a speed light, and it sort of became the thing that put them on the map. Like, you know, oh, you're going to shoot a wedding with available light, okay, and then, you know, amazing photos happen.
Yeah.
You know? So
you just have to be ready with those manual settings, changing it as the light changes.
Yeah. That's fun too. It's a nice challenge. You know what I mean?
It's
not just sort of throwing it against the wall and seeing what sticks. It's
right.
You really have to be in the moment every single click.
Absolutely.
So this is actually a very good lead-in. One of the founding principles with Capture Pittsburgh was being able to take the idea of sort of tutorials or workshops, but put them in more of a public setting, a real world setting, if you will. And so that was actually, it's good to hear that you got a lot out of that workshop. We got a lot of good feedback about that one. And what brought you here today is actually another one of our workshops. It was, for those that don't know, we had our second ever concert photography workshop in January at Club Cafe that Whitney Lurch and myself co-hosted this year. And the format of that, if you weren't able to attend, we had a workshop session at the beginning, and then our real world, I just air quoted on camera, our real world sort of practical application of what was covered in that workshop. So we had Gianna Rockoff and JD Eicher come out and perform sort of like mini sets so that everybody was able to take what they learned during the workshop phase and apply it right away. And we gave those musicians the opportunity to look through the submitted photos. We had several hundred of them. And we said, you know, pick your favorite photo of yourself, and that will be featured in the gallery alongside everybody else for the music theme, which occurred in March. So Gianna Rockoff picked one of your photos, which
she did.
That's got to be pretty cool.
It was really, really cool. It's hard to really describe how that felt, but I was one of the first photographers that after the event, I ran home, was editing pictures all night, and submitted them. I was one of the first to submit them, and I got a really great response from Gianna, and I just was hoping that she would continue to love it as all of the other photos came in, and I'm fortunate enough that she did, and she felt that photo spoke to her, and I'm really proud of that, and I'm proud of the photo too. I think it beautifully captures her and the moment and the event, and I think she looks confident and beautiful, and it expresses the artist that she is.
Yeah, that's very cool. Very cool. This is something I say it all the time, and I know Whitney and I both touched on it that night at Club Cafe. And this is speaks to your photo as well. You know, capturing what it felt like to be in a situation or in a certain moment. You know, not necessarily what it looked like. You know, what did it feel like? You know, and there's a lot that goes into that. And I really like that about your photo is that you grabbed not just, you know, her confidence on stage and sort of the the aura that she projects, if you will, during a performance, but the way that you grabbed the lighting and made it a part of the image and not just a prop. It all kind of informed the entire image as a whole.
Yeah, thanks for saying that. I definitely tried to capture what it felt like to be in that room. And Gianna is relatively new to the Pittsburgh music scene, and this was one of her first live performances, actually. And even though she might have been a little bit nervous, I wanted to make sure that the photo that I portrayed of her had her looking and feeling confident, and I wanted her to feel really good about it. And as a portrait photographer, it's important to me that she feels really great about the finished product, and I think that she looks beautiful and she looks like she's killing it on stage, and she did.
So we ended up printing that photo for the Shady Side Open Air Gallery.
Yeah.
Nice big, almost 3 foot by 3 foot
yeah, it looked
outdoor
awesome.
prints. So tell me a little bit about that experience. What was it like to not just see your image on display, but be part of an unveiling like that for the public?
I just loved that unveiling. I thought that was the coolest experience, and it really, warmed my heart. I was so proud to be part of that, and to be able to sign my photo and be in this gallery and be next to some photographers that have been doing this for a lot longer than I have, and have my work displayed alongside theirs was such an honor. It's really, really a cool experience, and I'm so thankful to be part of it.
Sure, we were glad to have you there.
Thank you.
Now, your husband, I understand, kind of gave you the push to get into this on the professional level by helping you pick out your first Pro Series camera.
Yeah.
What would you mind telling everybody the other little thing that he contributed to?
Oh, you just love embarrassing me. Yes. So
that's why we started this.
Yes. So some flowers mysteriously showed up at the open air gallery. They were labeled or addressed to me in this location, and they were there when I arrived, and they looked beautiful with my photograph, but it was a little bit embarrassing.
It was a little odd for us too, because we didn't know that was happening. And
Yes.
Jason Fait and I were down there switching the art up that morning.
Yeah.
And this older gentleman came up to us with this huge bouquet.
Not my husband.
Yeah.
The older gentleman.
Slightly older than her husband person.
Yes.
Came up and, was asking if that was the address, and we're like, well, yeah, that's here. Okay, I'm supposed to leave these.
Yes.
Like, okay.
So you found a stool to display them on?
Yes, we have to
Yes,
thank
I appreciate
the
that.
Penn Tavern for allowing us to use their metal
I was wondering
outdoor
about
stool.
that.
Yeah,
Yep.
those guys are always really supportive.
Yeah.
Patronize everybody that sponsors this podcast. Just kidding, guys, but not. They're great people. So yeah, that was really, really cool to just, that's a first for us. We've never had anybody deliver a gift in advance. There've been times, there've been a few times where somebody, like a spouse or a friend or a family member, will bring something and hand it, after the unveiling. This was there beforehand as a surprise.
Yeah, it was a really nice surprise.
Cool.
Embarrassing, but sweet.
Are those flowers still alive?
Some of them, about half, are laying along the floor, like by the table that they're on. But
Photo op.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what's next for you and Snowscapes Photography?
A lot of things. My business has really, really picked up this past year, and I'm looking forward to continuing to build my client base up. This is actually going to be my first wedding season coming up, and so I've got a few weddings booked, so that's new and exciting for me. And yeah, I'm just excited to keep on doing what I'm doing and improving my photography skills along the way.
Excellent. Do you think it's something that might take over down the road? Are you hoping that would happen eventually?
Yeah, I mean, I'm lucky enough to be able to do what I love. I'm home with my baby during the day. I'm working as a speech pathologist in the evenings, and I'm doing photography all weekend, every day. But photography really is my passion. And if I could do it 24 hours a day, I would. I love it. I love going out and finding new locations. I love taking the pictures. I love editing the photos. I just love everything about it.
Love editing.
I love editing. I do.
Everybody, go to her website and bombard her email inbox with all of your post work.
Yes.
Because this is literally the only time I've ever heard anybody say this before.
It's so fun for me. I love it. I know it's crazy, but this is what I love to do. And so if I could do it all the time, I totally would.
Very cool. What do you use to edit, if I can ask?
Lightroom.
Right on. That's
Yep.
the right answer.
Good.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, Carly, for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Loved having you, and awesome photo.
Thank you.
We hope everybody has been enjoying it so far in the gallery
I hope
space.
so too. If you haven't been there, go visit it.
Right.
Visit
and
my photo.
Visit Carly online at...
Yeah, you can visit my photography Facebook page. It's just snowscapes, or facebook.com/snowscapesphotography. You can also visit my blog, which is snowscapesphotography.wordpress.com.
wordpress.com. Let's make sure that's clear there.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for joining us here on Darkroom. On behalf of myself and everybody else on the Captured Pittsburgh team, we thank you for watching. Hope you'll stick around and join us for the next episode. Thank you so much again to Carly for joining us today. Make sure you click like on this video if you enjoyed what we're doing, and be sure to comment. Let us know how we're doing. If there's something that you'd like to see on our show, if you have a suggestion, we'd love to hear from you. Make sure you subscribe, and especially if you're on YouTube watching this right now. Besides clicking subscribe, make sure you hit that little bell so that you get the notification every time a new episode pops up. Until next time, thanks for watching, everybody.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Captured Pittsburgh Darkroom and would like to take a moment to discuss May's Open Air Photography Gallery. May is National Mental Health Awareness Month. Captured Pittsburgh and Dr. Adam Tripp of Better Stories have partnered to help bring awareness to how important it is for everyone to take a break for mental health. Mental Health Awareness Month has been observed in May in the United States since 1949. This May, we are using our open air photography gallery to highlight your favorite mental health escapes. These photographs can be from your favorite vacation destination, your favorite hangout spot, or your favorite pastime. We all need to make sure that we set a time aside for mental health and also reach out and help others that are in need. To participate in this month's gallery, you must tag your photographs with both #CapturedPGH and #MentalHealthAwareness on Instagram, or upload them directly to our Captured Pittsburgh Open Air Photography Gallery page on Facebook. This month, we are going to pay tribute to the stress of tax preparation by not making our deadline the same as the IRS deadline. We are giving you until the April 20th to submit your pictures. Good luck with your submissions.
Captured Pittsburgh Darkroom is produced by Jason Fait, Adam Thomas, and Jason Kodat. Captured Pittsburgh Darkroom is a Captured Cities production, copyright 2018.